Hey everybody, it's Drew Orr with the Haro Group of Keller Williams. And as many of you probably know, if you've been familiar with us at all over the past few years, we have been deeply involved supporting one of the greatest groups here in the upstate, the Julie Valentine Center. They do fantastic work with survivors of sexual assault and child abuse. And we are once again the presenting sponsor of their annual Run2Overcome. And so this today we've got Robin Longino, the development director of the Julie Valentine Center, here with us to talk a little bit about that. And Robin, we really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to speak with us about this.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Could you give us a little, for those who may not know, could you give us just a little background to the Run2Overcome, sort of how it came about, and you know what it's all about?
Yes. So in 2008, there was a woman out running her neighborhood, as she did every week on a Sunday morning. And an unknown man grabbed her, attacked her, and assaulted her. In fact, she was so severely beaten that when she was able to fortunately get free from this guy, she ran to a neighbor's house and they did not even recognize her. The community really rallied around this victim and started a run that year. At that point, it was a different agency called Heart Step who did that, and that was to help with paying for her medical bills that the State Office of Victim Assistance wouldn't cover, and some other bills like that. So from that point forward, Julie Valentine Center took over the run and continued to use this as a platform of awareness for the community for sexual assault and a fundraiser. So this is our 12th year for Run2Overcome. It has evolved into both a 5K and a 10K. And of course, this year things are a little different with everything going on. So it has changed to a virtual event.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. I know that, you know, obviously COVID-19 has had an impact on everybody. We've incorporated a lot of virtual elements to our processes here. What impacts have you seen to maybe survivors of sexual assault or child abuse? I'm sure that you know, the virus has impacted everybody in a strange way. I'm sure that that's not any different for them.
Right. So as you mentioned, the Julie Valentine Center is both an adult rape crisis center and a children's advocacy center that serves both children and adults who have been abused physically and sexually. And during this time, we, like everyone else, have had to adjust the way we offer services. And so we are working primarily remotely, as is a lot of the country. But what that looks like is we still go in to the center to do forensic interviews with children in person. We still do on-site and at the center forensic medical exams. But a lot of the other services are remote. So therapy is done via teletherapy, similar to this. Currently, we're not allowed to go into the ER when a victim shows up to have a sexual assault exam. So that's unfortunate that we can't be there to provide those advocacy services, but they do call us, and so we can still let them know what support services are available for them. And as far as victims and survivors go, they're struggling like everyone else, maybe even more so. Being able to come into the center for therapy face-to-face is very helpful for clients and those who have experienced trauma. But like everybody, we're just adjusting how those services are provided. And we do still have a 24-hour crisis line. So we find that those calls are starting to pick up. Initially during everything shutting down, the numbers of calls for support went down for a while because people were adjusting to their current norm or what's happening. But those numbers have increased lately, particularly since Memorial Day. We've seen quite an increase in those numbers.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I think it's fantastic that you've been able to still provide such excellent service to really a community and a group that is sort of one of the most vulnerable groups in our society, in our city.
Right.
So I think that's fantastic. You mentioned that that COVID has had an impact on this year's Run to Overcome. Can you talk a little bit about that impact and how the run is going to be a little bit different this year?
Sure. So rather than showing up on August 1st in Cleveland Park like we normally would, last year we had over 800 participants, and we were on track to have 1,000 there this year. Probably just hearing that would cause some people some anxiety right now, right? So instead of have to worry about how to adjust and make that happen, we switched the event to a virtual one. And so what that means is people can still register like they normally have online for either a 5K or a 10K, but we've extended the amount of time that they can do the event. So they can do a 5K or 10K, either the routes that we have on the official run site, which are the routes that we do each year. So they can choose to do that, or a 5K or 10K of their choice. And we're giving them, like I said, a longer period of time to do it. So they can do a 5K or 10K anytime between July 18th and August 1st. And we'll have a Google document on the run site that goes live August 1st for everyone to enter their times, should they choose to do so. So they can still register. They can still purchase a t-shirt, which is always a really cool shirt. This year, rather than have the shirt pickup at the event or at Julie Valentine Center, it will be at Fleet Feet. We've got 3 different days so we can space out when people come and not everyone show up at once. So they can come and get those shirts as well. And then there's fundraising. So I know that's something that you guys are great at, and we'll share a little bit about what y'all are doing. But
yeah, for sure. So, and that was going to be my next question. What are some great ways that that people can get involved with this? What are some ways that we can help? I know that that we here at the Haro Group, our team goal is to raise $10,000 for JVC. We raised in the neighborhood of 7,000 last year. We've raised 10,000 in previous years, and we're setting our sights high again and trying to hit that $10,000 goal. But what are some ways that people can get plugged into this thing?
Yeah, so absolutely. So they can register to do the 5 or 10K. And the great news about it being virtual is you can register and participate anywhere in the world. We literally have people currently registered from Germany and New Amsterdam and just all over. So that's pretty cool.
So cool.
Yeah. So cool. So you can do that. You can form a team or participate individually. It's fun, just like the Haro Group forms a team, so people can register to be on your run team if they want. And I should say, we call it the Run to Overcome, but people can run or walk. I'm currently training for the 10K, and I'm jogging at best and doing a lot of walking. So the good news is there's a lot of time to complete it this year. And then fundraising, you can donate directly to the Haro Group's team, which they will share that information with you for sure. Or you can set up your own fundraising page and do it as an individual or a team, and then ask people to donate to your team page. Some people are doing incentives, like for every $25 donation they get, their child will make a video thanking that person. We've got someone challenging to do family fun runs, and if they meet their goal, they will dress up in a dinosaur costume and run their route in that. So, all kinds of ways to support by either fundraising yourself or donating to the Haro Group's team.
For sure. That is awesome. Well, Robin, I really appreciate the time that you've taken out of your day to talk about this fantastic group and this great cause. It's it's pretty awesome that it's becoming, even in the midst of something that might threaten to cancel it, with the virus and everything. It's becoming sort of a worldwide event. It's you're bringing in participants from all over the place, and
Yeah.
people are just getting real creative with it, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
But
and registrations are going great. We currently have about 450 people registered. A lot of people register in these last 2.5 weeks. That's always the trend.
right.
Our fundraising goal is to raise $75,000, and we're about 20,000 away from that. So you all hitting your goal alone will get us almost there. So we're really excited, and we're really grateful for all that the Horror Group does for the Julie Valentine Center. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Robin. Thank you for again for your time, and thank you for all that the JVC does for our community. So, folks, we're going to sign off here, but I do want to remind you to sign up for the Run to Overcome, either the 5K or the 10K. You can do it between July 18th and August 1st. There's going to be a link here in this email below, and also follow the link below to support JVC and help them reach their $75,000 goal. Only 20,000 away. I know that we can do it, and I know that we're going to put in all the effort that we can to get there as well. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, and take care.